Hey everybody, Miss C here on the Vine. Today is March the 17th, and I'm going to be doing another tarot reading. And this reading is going to be on the Department of Education. I know that Trump and his administration are working diligently to dissolve the Department of Education. This has been a topic of discussion, especially on the Republican side, for quite some time, but I don't go by the Republican Democrat side nonsense. It's a one-party government. They all in the same boat. They all playing the same game. But I'm just saying, as a distinguisher, it was more talked about on the Republican side. But I don't care one way or the other. It's all part of the little game that's being played on us. So my reading today is going to be on the Department of Education. Will the Department of Education be dissolved? That is my question. That is my question. Will the Department of Education be dissolved? Will it continue to exist? Because the education system is in serious trouble and has been for quite some time. There is lots and lots of money in the Department of Education, but money is not the problem here. This thing needs some work. Should it be dissolved? I don't know. I'm gonna see what the cards say, but it definitely needs some work. It definitely needs some work. So let's see what the cards say. All right, what say you, cards? Department of Education. Will it be dissolved? All right, let's see here. I saw you right there. All right, and I don't know why, but that one kind of popped out right there. I'm going to take you. See, maybe you can add some clarification. If we need you, we'll use you. If we don't, we'll leave you right there. All right, the Department of Education. Doggone it. Department of Education. 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 All right. Now I want to make sure you can see all of these. All right. Now let's see what we got here. Will the Department of Education be dissolved? Okay, and what I'm seeing here is, in the past, the Department of Education here, in the past, they celebrated the Department of Education. Now, we did have education, schools, meaning, before the Department of Education was created. I'm not for sure if y'all understand that we had school before that. The Department of Education didn't come into play until 1979, 1980. Because it came in under Jimmy Carter, and it went into effect in 1980, at which point in time Ronald Reagan became the president, I do believe, in 1981. Y'all can look that up. If I may not be exact on the dates and times, but it is within that window, so y'all can get the specifics on that. But anyway, my point is, there was school before 1980. I know because I was going to school. And there was school before 1979, and there was school before 1980. And I know back then there was like Head Start. There were free lunch programs. All the kids got their ears and eyes checked. You got your teeth checked. And if you need something done, you got it done at school. So that is the time frame when I was in school. And that was before 1980. That was before 1980. But at any rate, back then, they had reason to celebrate education And they thought because there was a department created that this meant everybody would have access to education and that it was good and all of this would be available to all of the children. So they had reason to celebrate. And even with that, there were secondary education, college, community college and things like that. The cost was in some areas was still free at that time. So there was no cost. So this was worth celebrating back then. Now that was the in the past. Now in the present situation, the current situation, this is what they are doing. They know it's a mess. They are trying to figure out, oh Lord, what a tangled web we done weaved, trying to practice to deceive. And now we worrying. We thinking about just taking a cell phone out. We're not sleeping. They don't know what to do with themselves. They know they have created a mess, and it's almost like a web that they have not figured out how to untangle the mess that they made of the Department of Education. So that's how they feel right now. Now, in the near future, this is the Three of Wands. Now, you know, the Three of Wands is about going abroad and spreading your wings and coming up with something new, a new venture, a new way to look at things, and doing things differently, having foresight. That's what the near future is going to hold. So that would tell me that, this is probably going to happen from what I'm seeing so far. Because right now, they're not looking to spread their wings nowhere. And this could also mean they're considering taking an approach a little more like the schooling is done abroad in other countries. They're looking at doing something like that because we're talking about the United States here. We're talking about the U.S. corporation. We're not talking about anywhere else. That's the Department of Education I'm talking about. So they are really seriously looking at changing this. Now, their state of mind right now is the happy home. This is for the benefit of the children. This is happy children, happy home, for the benefit of the community, for the benefit of the families. That's what this card represents to me. So that is what is on the mind of the Trump administration. That's what my cards say. Now, I know this sound wild, because it sounds wild to me, but I'm just telling what the cards are saying. Now, I'm not a fun fan of Mr. Trump, but from what the cards are telling me, this is what their state of mind is right now. They want to do right by future generations. They want to do what's beneficial to the children. Okay, now the influence though on this whole situation of trying to do for the children, we get the Knight of Coins. Now, knights are young, kind of just getting their feet wet kind of energy. But it does mean that they are self-sufficient. And as you can see here, this young man, he's got people, that look like they're making fun of him because he's working. But he's working like a young man where your friends are riding their bikes and playing and sniggling at you like, oh, he's got to work. But he's making his paper, baby. So in this is what is influencing this, is because from what I see here, they want to pour into the young generations so that in the future they will be able to support themselves and they will be able to be assets to this country or this corporation instead of drains on this corporation. Now, I said country because there are going to have to be some changes made in that arena as well, because this is a corporation. This is not a country, because a country supports its people, because your people make up your country. And with the state of our education and a whole bunch of other things, that lets you know this is not a country, because they don't care about their people. They more concerned with making relationships and paying it for things in other countries than here. So that's another cue to let you know this is a corporation. But that's a video for another day. So I'm gonna stay on topic here with this. But this is letting me know that they are interested in making sure that the children of the next generations, those who are in the schools right now and in the future, have a way to support themselves. This is also a card of entrepreneurship as well. So, but I'm going to move on from that. So again, each card is telling me more that this is going to happen. Now, the advice to these people who are looking into the advice to the people who are influencing this situation, the advice to the people in the mindset of wanting to do right by the children, is to make sure that you master, because this is the eight of Pentacles, or the Eight of Coins. Master. Make sure that you master what you are setting up. Make sure that you have crossed all your T's and dotted all your I's. And that this is, and make sure that you have this so that the children can be successful. Because this is also a card of success, because you have mastered your craft. And so from this card being in this position for advice tells me that they have mastered, they have something in the works that they are trying to put together to replace the Department of Education. But at the same time, the last card here is the answer to my question. Will they dissolve the Department of Education? And I get the Temperance card. So here's what I think is going to happen, because temperance is a balance. It's two opposites working together to create a harmonious middle, so to speak. So the Temperance card is they really not wanting to work together. You know, this is hot, this is cold, this is red, this is green, but we gonna work together for the betterment of the whole, which is the children. So I think that they are going to come up with some type of fix for the Department of Education. They may not completely, based on this card, they may not completely get rid of everything, but they are definitely going to start over with something else, which is represented by this Three of Wands here. And it's going to be quite different. I'm here to tell y'all it's going to be quite different from the system we are accustomed to. But we are so broken in the education. That's what it's going to take. We are so broken in a whole bunch of areas in this corporation that it is going to take some dramatic changes in order to fix the problems. And it's going to be pretty rough looking. Y'all, I'm here to tell you. And it's not just going to be the education system, but it's going to be pretty rough. But for real change to happen, it's going to be a little pain. And it's going to be a little uncomfortableness. And I know there are some folks who don't like being uncomfortable. But that's okay, y'all. We can make it. Even if you are uncomfortable, you're going to have to learn how to be uncomfortable sometimes to make this right. But as I said, I got some other things to say about that, because there's some other things that are going to have to be changed as well. Now, remember, we had this card here pop out, and we got the Seven of Coins here. And this is going to be clarifying to the answer. So the Seven of Pentacles, or the Seven of Coins, is handmade crafts. So they are crafting, and this is temperance. They are going to have to craft this by hand. And they're going to have to use a lot of the things that were used in the past, because the Seven of Pentacles means that you have planted some seeds previously. And now you're waiting for them to come up. So there are some things from the past that they're going to bring back into effect. And that's these two opposing sides here. So there are some things from the past that they utilized in education. I don't know, I can't specifically say if it was prior to the Department of Education, but I'm going to intuitively say yes, because there was education, as I said earlier, prior to the Department of Education being created. I think what caused all of the turmoil in the Department of Education is money. And I think that's what caused this Nine of Blades, anxiety and worry, is that the spending got out of hand, and the spending was going in the wrong direction. The spending was going more toward the administrative people, like the superintendents and these people in these desk jobs and things like that, instead of into the hands of the children or into the classrooms, or to pay the teachers so you can get qualified and quality teachers. Qualifications is not the only thing you need when you're teaching. You need a whole lot of other things, and we need people who want to be there. Now, I say that because I've been homeschooling for 10 years now, and it's a hard job. And you want people who want to be there. You don't want people who just there to get a paycheck, because these are our children. This is the future of this land, of this country, that are at stake. And if you molding idiots, what do you think they gonna do in the future? You need to be molding creative children, children who have a desire to build, not just to do stuff because it pays a whole lot of money, but they got that thing that's in them that makes them want to do what they do, and to allow them to be creative. Because in school right now, child, they got your brain so trapped. They don't want you thinking outside of the box, what they used to say, coloring outside of the lines. But anyway, I could go on about that because this is dear to me. But I'm gonna digress from that. But anyway, yeah, they gotta handcraft something, and I think they're gonna go back to the past, and some things that they already had planted, meaning they've already used them before and they know they work, and they gonna go back to that, and they gonna craft something so it will be beneficial to the children. And this is the only major arcana I've got in the deck, so temperance is going to be the energy of this whole thing. But I'm gonna, to answer my question, I'm going to say yes. To a large degree, the Department of Education will be dissolved. They may keep some of the framework of the actual system, but the Department of Education, as we know it today, will be dissolved. Now, that is what my cards is telling me. So I'm going to leave it there. Thanks for watching. Have a great and enlightened day. And until next time, I will see you then.